Hey, it's Doghouse Dan here again. I haven't done a video in a while, and I appreciate y'all watching my videos. I don't push for people to subscribe. I don't monetize my videos. I don't do none of that. I do my videos just hopefully that somebody else is interested in what I am. And, you know, maybe they'll get something out of it and they'll try something, and hey, it's all good. My deal today is my fireplace. We're back at the fireplace with my heat exchanger, which I did a video on. If y'all have checked that out, if you haven't, check it out. Take a look at it. It works really well. I'm real happy with how it's coming out. But a while back I was looking through some videos and came upon one about a Bradley burner. And what it was all about was burning pellets in a fireplace or wood stove. So I wanted to kind of look into that a little further. For those of you who are elsewhere, I don't know how to say it, but I have propane heat. My propane heat is on a monthly budget plan. My budget plan this year went up $72 a month. To me, that's ridiculous. So I'm looking at supplemental heat. That's where the heat exchanger came in. We did have a propane gas log in here, and that was just worthless. So I'm looking at different ways to heat this house. You know, save myself a little bit of money. Anyway, I ran upon this Bradley burner. Basically, the Bradley burner is nothing but a bunch of angle iron welded together, and the whole idea is you stack the pellets on top of the angle iron. The angle iron allows air to come in and go through the holes. The angle iron is perforated, so it lets air into the center of the pile, so the pile burns more evenly. It makes a lot of sense, you know. It's a good idea. The problem that I had was because I'm using my heat exchanger and I have a half-inch expanded metal on the bottom, the pellets would just fall through. If I just threw that in there, the pellets would fall through to the bottom. I'd have nothing, you know, I'd have a mess. So I had to find a way to hold the pellets, burn them, yet let the ash out. And this is kind of what I came up with. This is just like a baking sheet, a cookie sheet, I guess. You can buy anywhere, any baking store, any hardware store. I started out with just the full sheet. I put the Bradley burner, if you will, knockoff of the Bradley burner inside and tried that. But the ash builds up. You can't get the ash out. So I perforated it. Put 3/16 holes in. The pellets are 1/4 inch. Figured that would be good, but I just took a drill and went at it, and you know, I still had ash build up. I didn't like the way it was working. So along the way in the garage, I found some. This is 1/2 inch hardware cloth. It's got 1/2 inch squares. I took 2 sheets of that, put them together to break the squares into basically 1/8 inch holes as much as I could. You know, none of this stuff is exact, so you know, there's some holes bigger than the others. And then, as you can see, I cut the bottom of the cookie sheet or pan out to this point. So then I put the hardware cloth, which I thought, I was just trying it, I thought it would burn through in a matter of no time at all. It hasn't. I've used this about 4 times. And, you know, it's holding up. It amazes the hell out of me, but it's working. Okay. So I put that in there. I put the knockoff Bradley burner inside of that. Okay. And then this all goes into my heat exchanger. Sets on my expanded middle. Fits here really nice. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pile approximately 5 cans. These are like 10-ounce coffee cans. My wife drinks a lot of coffee. And I'm going to fill this up like 5 times, dump it on there to start it out with. I'm going to use a little fire starting gel. Excuse me. I'm going to use a little of this fire starting gel. I'm going to use a little more tonight just to get things moving along. But usually I'll just squirt a line in front. As it shows, if you look up the Pellet Burner, the gentleman shows you how to use it. And then I would just let it burn back. But I'm going to coat it pretty good just because I'm doing this video. Push things along a little bit. I have found that it works pretty good. I'd like to have a little taller sides on here because I do have problems with the pellets falling off if I overfill it a little bit. The other thing that I run into is I have to let it burn down until they're just red coals. And then I'll throw another 2 to 3 cans on top of that, and it'll smoke a little bit for a while, but then it'll catch and it'll go again. The initial pile will burn about a half an hour. After that, it's about every 20 minutes that I have to put a can on. But, you know, the thing about the pellets, I burn wood in here too, and I'm lucky enough to have a supply of wood that's free. I got a buddy who's got a few acres of wood. His parents don't burn wood anymore, so he's got a lot of cut up stuff there that, you know, he's just looking to get rid of. And you know, the wood, we burn wood quite a bit, but I like to have other sources. So I also got into, and I'll be doing a video on these too. These are the paper briquettes. This is basically newspaper ground up, soaked in water, and then put in a press. And I made my own press. And you know, these burn really nice. Surprisingly, there's not a lot of ash, not a lot of smoke with them. They burn really, really good, almost like wood. But I'll get into that in another video. Anyway, I'm going to load this up. I'm going to show you how I start it. I'm going to let that run for a little while. Then when it burns down, I'm going to show you how I add to it. So you can see, you know, it's not the perfect situation, but you can buy these bags of pellets almost anywhere. These I buy basically $4.50 a bag. You can get them cheaper when they're on sale. You know, it's another source. It's another source for heating. So, all well and done. I'm going to load this thing up, and I'm going to fire it up and show you how it works. So bear with me. Try to fill it totally without losing too much off of the sheet. I really need to find some with a little taller sides would help. But the more you initially get on, the longer that first burn will be. And I'm dropping some off now, but I'll try to fill it corner to corner and get it as absolutely full as I can. Anyway, that was 5 cans. Okay, I'm going to use a little more gel starter than I normally would. But I just want to get it going good. I'm trying to push this video along a little bit. Normally I just run a bead in the front and just slowly let it burn back. Try to light this from the back so I don't start myself on fire. And away we go. Once it sit down here. Once it heats up a little more, you know, I'll turn my fan on and blow that heat in the room. The heat exchanger works really well, man. I'm really happy with that. This is our living room, and it heats up the living room really well. The house is basically kind of a semi-open concept, but to get the heat into the kitchen is a little more of a problem. We're working on that, but if we can sit here in the living room and be comfortable, that's good. That's half the battle. I will get the heat to move around a little more. I'll think about that a little more. Anyway, we're going to let this catch and just burn. Probably didn't put as much starter on there as I should. You know, I'm always looking for new ways just to heat the house cheaper. And with that $72 a month jump in the propane bill, and you know, I have my thoughts as far as how that came about, but I'm not going to get into it because it's political. So it is what it is. We got to learn to try to make our own stuff and try to live as cheap as we can. Nothing's ever going to get cheaper. The price of the propane went up. It's never going to come down to where it was. So anyway, keep an eye on that. We'll get back to you.
Been up and down this coast so many times. Just as many as you need to know.
You can see it's catching on really good.
That when you feel that wind against your skin, a little part of you has found a home. I said, whoa. Chasing after anything. Spent so long wanting something else. Nowhere to run to, nowhere to hide.
Okay. It's been roughly a half an hour. I really didn't keep track all that close to time. And as you can see, the pellets have burned down. I mean, you got a nice bed of coals in there now. And what I'm going to do is throw 2 to 3 scoops on top, depending how much I get falling off. And it'll take a little while. It's going to smolder for a little bit, maybe up to like a minute. And, you know, then it'll take off. Man, the heat in front of this thing is terrible. Show you how that works. Putting your hand up in here is really warm too. It would be nice to be able to figure out a self-feeder. But I haven't done that yet. I'm just going to go with the 2 scoops on there now. And generally this will kick in again, and you know, it'll burn for about another 20 minutes. You can see it's starting in the back. Burn for about another 20 minutes, and then you put another 2 scoops on. So you do have to tend this probably a little more than what you do with burning firewood. Generally, I can put 2 or 3 good rounds on there, and it'll burn for an hour. But again, you know, if you don't have the firewood and you need the heat, it's an option. So, you know, that's about that. And coming up in the future, I will be doing a video on my bio bricks or bio logs. I'm really pretty impressed with these things because they are hard and they do burn really nice. I thought that they would smolder and leave a lot of ash. Like, oh, that'll be coming up in a near Doghouse Dan video. Till then, y'all take care.